Still no? Oh no, now I think you can hear me. Um, there we go. Hello? Oh no, Portress. I think you can hear me now, right? Uh, Woohoo! Success. Well, welcome to the stream again. Hope everyone is doing well. Hey, Selena, it's been a bit. How have you been? Uh, Hope you have been doing well. I have been enjoying Slay the Spire 2. I hope all of you who celebrate the Slay the Spire 2 holiday have also been enjoying it. I might or might not post a little of me playing Slay the Spire 2. We'll see see how I feel. But I've been enjoying it a great deal, regardless of whether I post it or not. All right, but let us have a look at this Slitherlink by Nell. So this puzzle, I should say, was voted for by Russ, David, Josh, Ambrose, Nell, and Nordy. So welcome. You just got back into Sudoku again. Yeah, I can totally understand the having lots of different things that you get into and out of over time. That definitely happens to me as well. Okay, so what must we do here? We must draw two closed, non-branching, and non-intersecting loops along the dotted edges of cells. One loop must be fully enclosed in the other. So to be clear, when we say along the edges, we mean along the dotted lines. Ooh, that red's quite aggressive. Let's do it the green. Each row and column must have the same number of cells that are between the two loops. That is, cells that are enclosed by the outer loop but not the inner loop. I'm going to need an example of that. We'll look at that in a second. Each row must have the same number of cells that are between the two loops. That is, enclosed by the outer loop but not by the inner loop. The number must be deduced. A number in a cell counts the number of edges plus the number of corners that are visited by the two loops. Okay, let's look at this picture. You can see this picture as well. So here, I guess every row and column has 4 cells that are between the two. So that is reasonable. So one is inside the other, and so we've got sort of like the inside outside version. Yeah, you can see the whole solved grid. Okay, so we mean there's like some constant number of cells that are in. I mean, I guess you could say there's a constant number that are either inside outside, or a constant number that are outside and inside, because, you know, this is a 12 by 12 grid, so one is the same as the other. And so and these are not quite normal Slitherlink clues, but they're Slitherlink adjacent. So we know, I believe, that all but one of the corners and edges are involved in this 7. And so if I didn't include this edge, we'd be toast, because basically, if I think about it, if the loop doesn't visit this corner, then we lose out on all 3 of these, and that's way too many. Yeah, it's edges plus corners. So we visit all but one thing, and so the only way we can visit all but one thing is to look like that or look like that. The 6 probably gonna have to do something similar. The 2s, I'm gonna go ahead and note, you just can't use an edge on a 2, so I'm gonna, because an edge would automatically hit 3 things. So looking at this 2 into this 3, I can actually see that I can't put this edge in at all either, because if I put this edge in, it bounces like that, and that's already too many. That's already 5. So those are actually also out for purposes of this 3. Let's see. Okay, this 7 now, I can do the same trick we did with this 7 up here with this 7 with regards to this 2 of if I don't include this corner here, well, I mean, I guess we could use it the way Selena phrased it. If you use all the corners in a 7, so we definitely do that. Yeah, this top 3 has got to be 2 corners and an edge because I can't have 2 edges in it. So, like, this corner is definitely involved, and we just need to decide which way it goes. I know at one point I'm going to get got by the fact that I missed something because there's 2 loops instead of 1 loop. Sadly, I can't mark corners as being in. Without, I guess I could use my little red pen tool and I could mark that like all of these are in some capacity. Despite my frequent requests to Sven to be allowed to mark things like this. Okay, and that, and that, and that, and that. Okay. Yeah, the 3 always has, so regardless of where I enter this from, I'm always in, so the thing people are saying is, we know this corner is here because if it's not, I can't get an edge, but where does it go from that corner? Well, it can't go both directions, so it always goes this way. And as soon as I know it always goes that way, I've actually now fulfilled my 4. Because I've got this corner I know and those 2 corners and that edge. And so actually that corner being in tells me I get this. And now this 6 is done because we're at 5 plus that one. That one's going to look like this. This 4 edge has to continue up there like that. This 3 can't go that, or this is just dead is basically what I'm saying. So this has to go that way and that way. Agree. Let's see. Can I just get away with clipping 3 corners of this 3? I think we can just get away with clipping 3 corners of this 3. Okay. Well, this side and this side of this 3 are never getting used because wherever this goes, it's going somewhere, and wherever it goes, it's finishing the 3. And so this corner is also out. Which means we have to fill all of the rest of this 5. So this 3 is 3 corners. Is actually what happens in order to get to 3. Wait, did I know that? Yeah, I did know that because, I undid my own writing there, so it's 3 corners. This one's not in because we're already at 3 based on the markings that I have. Okay, yeah. Once we can start doing some inside-outside coloring, that's maybe useful. So we can mark that like all of these cells are inside one loop and outside the other, and I can propagate that across X's. So I can at least propagate that like this. And now this is the other one. Basically, you have cells that are inside an odd number of loops and cells that are inside an even number of loops. So this sort of can percolate like that. Okay. Oh, this 6 is done. David tells me it is, so I can mark that as coming off that way. Row 3, column 2 is green. Yes, I agree with that. It's across from a red cell. Basically, anything across from a red cell is green, and anything across from a green cell is red. I had a puzzle like this in like the second CTC volume, except my loops were allowed to cross. But same idea with the coloring. Okay, this 4. I can't include this edge is the point, because if I include this edge, that 4 will be a 5. So that lets me percolate the green into all of this and there and make that red. Which makes all of this red as well. And now that forces there to be edge along here, because remember, the green and red always have edge between them. Okay, this 4, though, is not done yet, so it needs to actually have something that hits that corner. And now this is red, which forces this over here. This 2 is now done, so that tells me that these 2 are out, and the green can percolate along here, which pushes that over there. Okay. This red can't finish here, because if this red finishes here, then the second loop is only one cell, and all the red on the inside of the loop is connected. There's a weird connectedness argument, but basically I can't create a mini loop. Neither of my loops, I know neither of my loops is a mini loop, so I know that this red grows. Okay. Does row 2, column 1 need to be green? I'm not sure. The only problem with it being one cell is then where is this coming from? Oh, are you arguing that could actually just be all outside the loop? Yeah, I was thinking this told me that there couldn't be a one cell mini loop, but maybe there can in fact be a one cell mini loop. Yeah, that could all just be outside. Anyway, these are both red. Oh, one loop is entirely within the other, right? That's actually a given part of the rules. But that would be okay with this. Yeah, we do have to keep in mind the number of red cells and green cells is constant. And the number of green cells is certainly at least 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. And the number of red cells is at least 4. And in all but the most ridiculous of worlds, it's at least 5. Oh, in fact, actually, if this is red, it's the last red cell in the row, right? If this is red, then just by math, the number is 7, 5. There's not a third color for neither. If you look at the example, there's only 2 colors. There's ones that are there's cells that are in an even number of loops and cells that are in an odd number of loops. And we have a constant number of both of those things in every row and column. Red doesn't need to be entirely within green. As you can see here in this example, red consists both of things that are inside both and things that are inside neither. Okay. Hmm. I like this all being green better than I like this all being red. Oh, row 3, column 4 is done. Thank you. So that makes it unallowable for me to touch this corner. So that spreads the red through here. Okay, and so now all of this is red. And so now it is 5-7, right? Yeah, now just is 5-7, provided that we haven't made a mistake up until now, because there's 7 greens there. And so now all of these are green, and these are green. And that's red. We certainly have an edge between those. I can't make a checkerboard. If I make a checkerboard, that creates a very bad problem. So I guess you could also just say that as this has to turn up. But you can view this as a no checkerboards puzzle if you would like. Yes, the rest of column 6 we know is red. Agree. Okay, this 2, we know where the 2 are, because there's only 2 possible places it could be. So it's there and there for the 2, which makes those green. And this green you can sort of carry around the corner. So now this 4 actually... oh, no, sorry. It's one edge of this, I guess, is probably what's happening with the 4. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to have to be very militant about counting. Okay, this is definitely outside. For what it is worth. Hey, AFK, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, I can't do 4 corners, right. Because that corner is out. Oh, in fact, oh no, I don't know this counter's out. Let's see. Oh, that's no fun, AFK. I don't think I know if this is red or green, but it's kind of close to being tight. I do know that, like, there's at most 1 red in this row. Well, sorry, there's exactly 1 additional red. What about this row? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's 1 more green in this row only. No problem. Feel this is a safe place to ramble sickly. I think I should turn the gain on my mic down slightly. I'm hitting the red a lot. Let me know if that becomes unbearable. Let's see. That 6, I think we are happy with. I feel like this 6 and 5 I could probably disentangle if I was willing to think about it. Yeah, exactly. Emma is saying almost what I'm saying of like, I can, but I don't know that I wanna. But I bet if I just color this both colors, one of them doesn't work. Let's see. Can I possibly do this with checkerboarding? If this is red, then that's red for sure. It's probably fine. So these aren't both green, is Emma's claim. Sorry, no, Selena's claim. These aren't both green. If these are both green, this 7 is lying. And this isn't that kind of puzzle. And so given that, this string of red does disconnect the world if I make that red. So that is definitely green for connectedness reasons. I like that argument a lot, especially because it saves me from thinking about this 5 and 6. Okay, let's see. So, yes, there certainly has to be a side between the 5 and 6 or it breaks because of this corner being. Oh, wait, sorry. So if there's not a side between the 5 and 6, they must be red. And so this would be red. Is there something wrong with all of that being red? I don't immediately see it, but I would believe it. I really want to argue that this just has to be red, but I don't. Does it break something immediately if this is green? Because it would be hugely helpful if we could argue that this cell had to be red. Yeah, it does make the smallest possible loop. And so we have to have all the reds be outside the grid. But this is Nell, who I could imagine doing the pathological thing. I don't remember if this is the puzzle that Nell described as cursed or the puzzle that Nell described as slightly less cursed. Let's see. But if this is green, then both of these sides of the 6 are out. All of these sides of the 6 are in. That doesn't seem to break right away, as best I can tell. Right. Okay, yes, I can X this. That's very good. Which is helpful. So Selena's point is I know this corner is in. So I can't therefore have this edge in, or that would be already 4, which makes this cell definitely red. Because it's not inside the loop, I can make it to the outside. Okay, and now given that if these are the same color, that color is, as previously argued, red. And now the 5 isn't a 5 because now the 5 is missing that, and that, and that edge. Let's see. Yeah, if both the 5 and 6 are red, the 5 misses too many things. Is the point. It's basically, I'm trying to think of a way to say this that will be useful for future 5 clues, but I realize I probably should not do that because there are no more 5. Oh, I guess there's one more 5 clue in the grid. But I'm trying to say something about 5s that makes it clear that, yeah, if all of these are red. Yeah, this has been very smooth so far. I'm a little afraid by the fact that this is 4 stars because so far this has felt like 2 stars. Yeah, so I agree it doesn't work. I'm trying to think of a way that's a little bit nicer to say it, but yeah, if these are all red, the 5 is missing 1, 2, 3, 4 of the things that it could have, and that's too many things for it to be missing. So the 5 is definite. Sorry, that's if the 5 and 6 are red. And so therefore the 5 and 6 just can't both be green. I had the 5 and 6 can't be green because of this corner that we'd previously noted. So the 5 and 6 are different colors, and we definitely have an edge on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now if the 5 is green, now it is a 7. Yeah, you're right. If the 5 is green, Yeah, I think that was, yeah, okay, yeah. So now if this is green, now we have to hit all of these, which is already 5, plus that one, that's already 6. So the 5 is green, the 5 is red, and the 6 is green. And we can tuck that in there. The 5 is now done, but that doesn't really immediately tell us anything. Let's see. Okay, so now this edge can't be in. Because if this edge was in, the 3 would be a 4. That edge can't be in because it just can't get over to there. And so now the only remaining way I can get this 3 to a 3 is to carry this over here, which makes that green. And now the 6 needs one more edge, and so that one more edge is this one, which forces that to be red. And now we can green the entire rest of the row because of the weird rule. Feels like a very strange rule to throw in here, but what are you going to do? Okay. Oh, right. I didn't actually carry this through the X. The coloring through the X is very handy. Okay. Only one more green in all of row 2 is good to know. Yeah, only one more green in both of these rows. And so one of these rows, the entire rest of it is green, just because one of these we know is green. Uh, uh, Okay, so AFK is arguing if this connects, let me just sort of draw this in. If this connection happens, now the 5 is at 3, and the only way that I could get it up higher, because these would both be excluded, and I couldn't include this edge, would be to put in both of these corners, but I clearly can't put in this corner. So yeah, I agree with that. So this turns down, which carries the red with it. Okay, so now the 5 is at 4, so I can't throw in either of these edges. So they carry the red with them. And now that red gets carried around this corner to avoid a checkerboard. Like that. That's all of the red for this column. So these are all green now. That creates that there. Oh, and this here. The 5 needs the corner, correct? Thank you. So that is green. Oh, and this this corner happened. And now this row has all of its reds. So that does that. This corner carries the green around it. Like that. Let's see. This 3 is done. So no no doing anything more with it. So that finishes that. And now I can't come into this corner either, or this corner, because that would break the 3 being done. So these are both green, which finishes that. This row, the rest of it is green, has been called out because there's 5 reds in it already. So that lets me finish up that. Is this already 7? Yes, that's already 7. So the rest of row 7 is red. So I can do all of that and that. This 4 is now done. That's right, we have now found the inner loop. Yes, the inner loop is done. Let's go ahead and make it, we'll make it blue, and it will look horrible, and we'll just accept it for the loop that it is. Okay. So that means the rest of the red has to touch the edge eventually in the fullness of time. Okay, this column has 5 reds, so the rest of it is green. Which forces this to be red so that this 2 is correct. We can't make a mini loop because we already have a loop. So we get to do loop stuff to sort of carry this. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm just dumb. This does not, I can't put red inside the loop. That's not how inside the loop works. I can, by the way, actually put borders around these. Red is outside, not inside. Something went a little bit off there, but we don't talk about it anymore. It's in the past. Okay, there's some loop over here that we never filled in. Oh, actually, all the way around here. This is green now because of stuff. So this is now in. So this is out, which makes that green. We can come over here. This 4 is done. Hey, Panthera, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well. Okay, this cell, oh, this is the same point David was making. I was going to say the same thing. This can't be red because it would be the last red and it would create a second inside loop. Is funny, but true. I love this puzzle. This puzzle is great. Okay, there's probably other clues. Oh, like this 2, for example, needs to have some reds next to it, or it won't be a 2. So let's do that. Did that help our count anywhere? Not quite, but close. Column 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, column 9 needs some more red. Thank you. Column 7. Yep, column 7. The rest of it is also red. Thank you. Puzzle's definitely much easier with chat that is able to do count. Okay, 2 of these are red. I don't think I know which one yet. Row 8 has all its greens. True. Let's see. 12 only gets 1 more red. Also true. As long as it's not a U-Bahn, you're fully capable of helping. I'm sure you could make a U-Bahn version of this. I'm sure AFK is already scheming as to how to go about making a U-Bahn version of this. Let's see. I know one of these 2 cells is green and the other one is red. Let's see. Do I have any clues I have not used? That might be a helpful thing to look at. I don't think so, though. I see that if this loop connects down, that gives me all of my... yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. So here's an easy thing. If this makes this connection, these become red. Which is a problem because it makes the entire rest of the column green, but I can't put anything down here inside the loop. Or basically, put a different way, I definitely know that one of these cells is green just by count in the column, and therefore I cannot close off the ability to put any more green down there. That's a different way to say the same thing, I think. Okay, so this green comes over, and now that's all the green for this row. So we can make all of that red. Yeah, David then said it the other way as well. David clearly knows my taste. This 7 comes up here like that, and then needs to go over here because there's nowhere else for it to go. We can percolate this green around here, carry this green down here, like that. Yeah, if this is not green, then we again make all of this universe red, and that's way too many reds. Agree. Oh, is column 1 done? Not quite. Column 1's almost done. Column 2? No, not. Oh, column 2 is done. Column 2 has all its reds now. So that is green, which pushes that there. That pushes that there. And now this 7 needs to be a 7, so it needs to have this edge, which makes that red, which brings that over here. These edges are in. This green needs to connect. Oh, I was just missing some edges in that even. This is red now just for purposes of the column. Okay, yeah, this has really not been so bad. Row 12 is done for reds, so the rest of these are green. And remember, anytime you put a green on an edge, you should remember to do the thing that green on an edge does. Row 1, the rest of it is red. Column 5, the rest of it is red. Like that. Let's see. Okay, this row definitely. Oops. Sorry. This row still needs one more red. Not that that's very useful, but we'll put it in. Actually, it is useful because now I have all the reds in column 12. So it was actually more useful than I thought it was going to be. So I apologize to it for making fun of its contributions to the puzzle. Column 10's greens are done. Yeah, that is going to help a lot. So those turn in. This comes around like this. There's still another red in row 2. Like that, and now there's no more reds in column 11, so that finishes the coloring, and then the puzzle once we have done that. And I can hide all of those sort of ugly pencil marks. Very lovely puzzle. It's very weird. I basically never say, wow, that puzzle was a lot easier than I thought LMD thought it was. But somehow I thought that puzzle was a lot easier than LMD thought it was. Maybe it's just because I've played with a lot of these rules before. But that's a very cool puzzle. Apparently it's inspired by a Fistamafel puzzle that I have not done. But anyway, I'm going to take a quick stretch, and I'll be right back with more puzzles, so look forward to it in just a moment. Hello and welcome back. We have here a Nicholas Duhale puzzle. Nicholas Duhale, very excellent at making puzzles that I look at and go, well, I'm definitely doing that one. So do that. We do like people liking the stream. That is greatly appreciated. Oh God, AI advice for solving pencil puzzles. That sounds like something. Okay, so I'm gonna guess we're supposed to start in box 8. Possibly. I'm just thinking about, okay, yeah. So it's going to be like the interaction between actually these bottom 3 rows, I think, because we know one of these is 1, 2, 3, one of them's 4, 5, 6, and one of them's 7, 8, 9, which means that these are not any of those things. So one of these has a 5 one, and it's not 4, 5, 6. And one of them, so one of them has like, so if it's not 4, 5, 6, then let's just sort of math this out sort of in our head. Oh, sorry, my number pad's not on because we didn't use it in the last puzzle. So up to order and where we put it, one of them is going to be something like 5, 6, 7. And now the other is going to have to eat up 3 low digits. And those 3 low digits had better not include, or better not be 1, 2, 3. So they'd better be 2, 3, 4. And so I think the conclusion of this is that always this digit is going to be a 1 or a 9. Because it's going to be the opposite of this. Because it's the only digit of its high-lowity left. And these two are going to be either the other 1, 2, 8, 9 kind of business. And we can color that running through here. So there's some purples, there's some yellows. Okay, and so this is a purple 3, 4, 6, 7. Just by virtue of this. And there's also a purple 3, 4, 6, 7 up here. So this is a yellow 1, 2, 8, 9. Okay. This is not the one of these that's yellow. Neither of these is purple, though, right? One of these is either a 7, 8, 9 or a 1, 2, 3 that's all purple, and it's this one. Because these would both wipe out all the purples. So we can fill in that. Oh, right. The last purple is a 3, 4, 6, 7, and it can't go here because you can't put a 3, 4, 6, 7 there. So actually, that lets us percolate up the coloring over here. So those are all purple. These are all yellow. So there's 3 yellows on one of these, and the 3 yellows are over here now. Basically, the yellow 2, 8 in this box can no longer go over here. So these are everything but the yellow 1, 9. So that is, oops, sorry. So this is the yellow 1, 9. This is the yellow 2, 8, actually, if you look at it, because it's next to a purple 3, 4, 6, 7. But that means this is not a purple 4, 6. It's a purple 3, 7. So this is the purple 4, 6. So I've given you 2 different proofs that this is the yellow 1, 9. This is a 5 and 2 purples, just for the record. So that's a yellow, just to finish the column. Okay. One of these 2 is a 5. These are purple or 5. These are yellow or 5. Okay. So this is a 1289. It's not a super impressive thing to say. Because it's got two things next to it that are not yellow 19. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Very good. Garion sees that this cell sees four purples in the column and 4 yellows in the box. So it's just a naked 5, actually. And we can bring out Zek for the 5 dance. Boop, boop, ba-doop. Woo! Boop, boop, ba-doop. Wah! Boop, boop, ba-doop. Wee! Ba-doop, boo-doop, ba-doop, boo-doop, 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 boo-doop. Wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So that indeed does make this cell purple and not a 5. One of these is the purple 3-7, for what it's worth. This cell is yellow, just by the column. So these are a purple and a 5. Oh, right. These are 3, 4, 6, 7, just by the column. And so this is a 1, 2, 8, 9, based on the fact that it's next to a 3, 4, 6, 7, and therefore this is the purple 3, 7, is Carl's point. We already knew there was a purple 3, 7 over here, I suppose. Let's see. There is a purple 4, 6 over here somewhere. We could say things about the sum of this line, but I don't know if I want to. I know one of these is the yellow 4, 6. This is not the yellow 4, 6, because one of these lines is the yellow 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. And so this is probably ridiculous, but I'm going to write this as a yellow 2, 3, 7, 8. We know we've got a yellow 2, 8 over here. That's not too exciting. Oh, in fact, actually, the purple that's up here is the purple 4, 6, because this is not the purple 4, 6 either. So these digits are only from 4, 5, 6 for whatever it's worth. Yeah, Garion points out a good thing, which is that I know there's a 1 and a 9 on here because of the way of doing this. So it's just a question of 1 and 9 with what? And the 1 and 9 can't go with an 8 because of the fact that this line can be written as a 2-cell sum. So actually, the 8 is not over here. So one of these is a 6, 7, 8. Sorry, that was meant to be corner marked. And so if one of those is a 6, 7, 8, then what am I left with? I'm left with these being from 1, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, if we're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, that means the 3 and the 4 are definitely on the Renbon outside. And so these are either summing to 12 or 15 is the answer. Which are all words that I believe. Could this possibly be 6, 7, 8 without breaking this constellation? Because if this is 6, 7, 8, suddenly the maximum that this can sum to is 9 plus 5 plus 4. That seems okay to me. I don't see any reason why that's immediately horrible. I know that one of these is a 4, 5, 6, just because that digit I know goes in one of these 2 cells. I don't think that tells me a lot. I mean, I guess it tells me that this is not entirely composed of digits from 4, 5, 6, but that seems minimally useful, we'll say. Let's see. I mean, I at least know that given the minimum sum of this is 12, these are at least 3. That doesn't seem incredibly useful. Ah, right, you're right. Okay, yes. So Garion has a good point, which is that this is the 1-9, or sorry, this is not the 1-9, because this is the purple 1-9, 2-8, and 3-7. So this sees both. So this is the 2-5. So it's not the 1 or the 9. So these are just a 1-9 pair, even, which is very nice. And so this is, in fact, oh, sorry, I was going to say it's the yellow 2-5, but no, it is the yellow or green 2-5. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay. Trying to decide if I could do some weird, like playing these two, batching these two together or something business. Because these sum to a minimum of 28. And this sums to a maximum of 15. So these sum to a minimum of 13. That doesn't sound useful because I could more easily tell you that they sum to a minimum of 15. Yeah, I think it just still works if there's a 6, 7, 8 over there. I do know there's a 5 over in here somewhere. Yeah, whatever this digit is, I know it shows up in here as well. Yeah, we did that math before. It doesn't quite get us anywhere. Like if this is 6, 7, 8, does it somehow abuse this column 9 region sumline? And I don't think it quite does. And annoyingly, if the sum is 15, I don't even need a 1 in here, based on whether this is a 2 or a 5. Yeah, there's A, 4, 5, 6 in here, but I don't know. I don't have any great way of marking that. These are two cells that are purple that are not 4, 5, 6. We certainly know these are all these 3. Okay, Garion says that things might go badly if this is a 5. Then this cell would be purple. And these would both be yellow. That doesn't work. Right. Right. One of these two cells are, if neither of these cells is 5, they're different colors. Because the 6, the 7, and the 8, basically these two cells can't be a yellow and a purple, because one of them is a 6, 7, 8, and the other one is not a 6, 7, 8, 9. So So yeah, so I agree. If this is a 5, that does not work because of the way that this works. I'm trying to phrase this as elegantly as possible, but basically, uh, uh, these can't both be yellow. So, uh, yeah, the row needs 2 more yellows, uh, and that cell's not yellow. I see. So that's the way to say it. 2 of these are yellow for row 8, and it's never these 2 because these 2 aren't the same color. So therefore, this is always yellow. There we go. That's a good way to say it. So this is a 2, which makes that a 1. And now I can resolve my high-lowity. Okay, so that is a 3, 7, 6, 1. Okay, so okay, yeah, we're gonna try and okay, this is a 7 and a 2. Okay, these are 2, 4. So this is 5, 6. We know this isn't 1, 2. Okay. So now the sum is 12 for what it's worth. So neither of these is a 6. And this is 7, 8, 9. So one of these is a 6 for what it's worth. The other is a 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, this is a 12 sum, so it definitely has a 1 and a 2 in it. And the 2 is vertical and the 1 is horizontal. 'There's a 1, 9 pair in column 8, right. So in fact, actually, that's the 1 and that's the 2. Very nice, very nice. And so these are either 3, 6 or 4, 5. That one's not a 6. That one's not a 3. Okay, so now the minimum sum of this is, well, it's larger than 3, 4, 5 even, but I guess that's not so useful. Well, I guess I know it doesn't have. Oh no, it could still have both a 1 and a 2. Yeah, we can pencil mark the rest of row 8 as being 4, 5, 6, and this one's not a 6. So yeah, so no 7, 8 in those cells. 7 can be pencil marked in box 6. Do you know this isn't a 5, 7? Oh, I don't even think I know that this isn't a 7, do I? Oh, the other box 6. How about this box 6? Yes, this box 6. That box 6 is a much better place. So that looks down, and that actually sorts out that this is the 6, 7, 8 one of these. That's the 6. These are all orange. We can get rid of the corner marks. Get rid of those corner marks. Okay, good, good. So just for the record, the rest of this column is 3, 4, 5, 9. Uh, okay. This can't be a 4. Ah, right. We've got all the blues in the column. Right. Uh, yes. This is not a 4. This just is a 5. These are the 6, 7. So this is the 4. And one of these is a 5. And they are together a 4, 5, 6. Sorry, no, a 3, 4, 5. Oh, 3, 4, 5, where we know where the 4 is. Oh, these are an 8, 9 pair, just by virtue of what's left in the box. I agree. So that's not a 9. It's a 3, 4, or 5. 5 in box 6 is certainly in one of these two cells, just by sudoku very nicely. So it makes these a 4, 5 pair. And if those are a 4, 5 pair, that's not a 4. And so now there's a 3 looking across here. Which makes that not a 1 or a 3. So this is a 2 or a 4, and it's not a 4. So that makes this a 2 uniquely. Makes that a 3, 4. And now I can look back across here and say, so that's a 5 and that's a 4. And all of these are high because we've spoken for everything else. Okay, so this is not a 3 or a 4 or a 5. So this digit's high. And given we're adding to 12, we should not put a high digit with it. And we can't put a 4 with it either, so that's not an 8. This is either 3, 9 or 5, 7. Both seem possible to me. Is 5 placed in box 5? Do I know that I can't put a 5 here? If I put a 5 here, I certainly can't put a 5 there, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, right. I argued this before, right. Yes, so here's the argument. Yeah, you don't have to type it out, AFK. I argued this before, right. This digit goes in here. And so if I put a 5 on this line, together with that 5, 6, we've created a 4, 5, 6 triple, which breaks this box. So that is the 5. Yeah, I saw that before when it was not relevant. So that gets us those. So thank you for seeing it again when it was relevant later in the puzzle. Okay, there's definitely a 4 and a 5 up here for whatever that is worth. Not very much. I suppose pencil mark these cells as being 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. That might be helpful. And this one's not even a 9, so it's practically solved. This is a naked 2. Excellent. This is an 8, 9 by the row. So this is a 3, it would seem. 3 seems to go with 4. Which is actually very helpful because it tells me this isn't a 3 or a 4. It is a 5 or a 9. These can't be a 5, 6 pair, actually, because of the same reason that we were talking about. One of these is a 4, 5, 6. So if these were a 5, 6 pair, then that 4, 5, 6 would be broken. So this is actually, weirdly enough, just a 9. And likewise, that tells me this is a 9 because this digit has to go here. And so if it were a 5, that would make these a 5, 6. Can't do that. I'll get to Carl's point in a sec. Oh, Carl's point was my point, but Carl saw the other thing before, saw it in a different order than I did. Okay, so that 5, 6 is that 5, 6. They can be ketchuped. This cell is orange of some description. This cell is orange of some description. So one along here somewhere, I suppose. This 5, 6 shows up over here. This cell can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9 for different reasons. Let's see. Okay, so it cannot be 7 or 9 for sure. So it's 6 or 8. Okay, so but Carl says it can't be 6, and it can't be 6 for the same 4, 5, 6 reason, which is that if this is a 6, then we create this this torment nexus. So that's an 8. Which indeed makes that a 7, makes those both 9. That actually sorts out a lot of that stuff. Makes that a 6. Thank you, Carl. That was beautiful. These are a 1 and a 6 in some order. Let's see. This cell is low because it sees 5 in the box and sees 6, 7, 8, 9. In fact, it's low and it's only a 1 or a 2. Actually, oh, it's not even a 2. I think it's a naked 1, right? It's not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So yeah, so this is in fact a naked 2. Yes, there is a 3-4 pair here that is quite relevant. That makes that a 3 and that a 4. Thank you to Gary Ann for spotting that. Okay, so now we know that that is blue and that is orange. That is an 8 and that's a 9. Okay, and now this is the one that's 4, 5, 6 because of that 6, which makes this 1, 2, 3. So those are all blue. Sorts out the 4 and the 2. Sorts out that this is the 5 and the 3. Let's see. Very nice, very nice. I really love the way the 4, 5, 6 in this column was used. Okay. This is a 3. Does anyone know Nicholas Duhall or Duhale? I really enjoy their puzzles, but they just sort of, from my perspective, they just appeared on LMD at some point, and I started doing their puzzles because they looked nice, but I don't know anything about them. These are 2, 8. I do need to make sure that these numbers sum to something, but I presume that's going to be the last thing I'm going to allow myself to think about. Oh, we've got a 5, 6 pair in this column, which makes this a 1 or a 2. I can fill in this triple. Maybe that'll be helpful. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what it is. So that's not a 7. That's not a 3. Okay, so let's do the outie math here. What do these cells need to sum to? So 6, 7, and 9 is 22. So these sum to 22. So these sum to 23. So these need to sum to 14. This better not be an 8, therefore. So that makes that a 1 and a 4 and a 1. And these still need to sum to 14, so these need to sum to 12, so they need to be 5 and 7. Okay, so that has made this cell pleasantly blue. Now and over here now we have sorted out this bit. We can deketchup. We can blue. And orange. Let's see. We can do that as a 4, and that is a 5. That is a 2. Okay, and then we can mark. Okay, so these are both blue, both orange. This is blue, so that's orange. Let's see, by this column, this can't be orange, so it's blue, and so that's orange by the box. 1 and 3. Lovely puzzle there. I really enjoyed that one. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, stretch my legs for just a moment, and then I'll be back with some more puzzle action. So see you all in just a moment. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. At some point, I'm going to see if I can lower my monitor. Let's see if Tristan will remember to remind me about that. I'm a big fan of James Sinclair puzzles. However, Tristan is a voracious James Sinclair fiend. And so I very rarely do that. To try and lower the monitor an inch if I can. It would be convenient. Okay, so yeah, we've got a bunch of standard stuff. We've got some very classy labels here. It's fine where it is, but it would be even nicer if it were just a smidge down. Okay, so these numbers are even. So they're probably 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, see, the problem is I really want my wrist to be at the level where it's sort of naturally supported on the armrest. And so, well, no, if I raise the chair, then my wrist ends up and elbow end up screwed up. So there's no sort of perfect option. I'm being told this is not an 8. Yes, because this is a 3-cell sum. How about that? We'll figure out exactly how to set it up at some point. Because it could be a little higher and it would still be okay. But then the problem is it tends to go a lot higher. So we'll figure it out. But we won't bother adjusting it now. 3, 5, 7, 9. Oops. Why did the 4 get in there? Okay, well, these ones aren't 7 or 9 either. These can't be 7 because they would be 1, 2, 4 in here, and I can't do that. Yeah, this can't be 6 either, Todd points out, because if this was a 6, I would need these to be 1 and 2, and I can't do that. These certainly sum to a minimum of something. Yeah, just in general, it's much easier to see. The sum is just even, people in chat point out. That's much smarter than my way of ruling out 7, because that's an odd and an even. So yeah, so the sum's not 9 either. Not 9. One of these is 4. It puts a lot of 9s poking in here. Right. There's definitely a 1 in these cells now, has been pointed out. Because if there's not, these already add to 8 plus 2 is already too many. Now, Laura points out that if there's a 2 or a 4 on a Renbon, it definitely doesn't go as high as 9. And in fact, that places the 9 here, right? Which is going to be huge for lots of reasons. But for one of those reasons is that we get to do a 9 dance. Boop, boop, doop. Woo! Boop, boop, doop. Wah! Boop, boop, doop. Wee! Ba-doop, boo-doop, ba-doop, boo-doop, 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 boo. Wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So now none of these, or sorry, these 2 can't be 4 at least, because if either of these was 4, it would put some 9s that saw the 4. This one could be 4 because as far as I can tell, both of these can be 9 and it's okay. Let's see. Of course, 7, 8, 9. There's now a 1 up here because I see now there's a region sum line up here that I never actually saw before. So these are 6, 7, 8. These are 1 through 5 and definitely contain a 1. Right. The corner marked 1s do strip 1s out of these cells. 3 and 7 are exactly close and... Oh, right. One of these is a 7. How about that? Just because we need to put a 7 in the box somewhere. One of these is a 7. and 7 is too far away from 2. This is a beautiful opening, James, by the way, who is here. Hello, James. 7. So I was like thinking about 7 and 3, but 7 and 2 are definitely too far away. So that's a 4. Okay. Okay. And now that that's a 4, now these can't be 5s. And now these are 8s. And these are a 5, 7. And 5 and 7 need a 6 to go here, and and either an 8, but not that one, or the other one, right? Or a 3. So these are a 3-6 pair because I can't actually put an 8 there. That 3-6 pair sees that this cell's not a 6. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, of course. Okay, now one of these is a 6 with a double 1. And it's not this one, because if this was a 6, it would put 2 1s there that would see both of those. So we can remove that. This is a 2 or an 8. So yeah, one of these two is a 6. I'm looking at seeing if I get any sort of immediate sudoku. If this were a 6, then I would put a 1 onto this Renbon, but I don't see an immediate problem with that. That seems okay to me. Right. These are never 1, points out, because either those are both 1 or these are both 1, based on whichever of these is the 6. And that actually always rules 1 out of both of these cells. That's a very cute point from chat. Let's see. So that's a second proof that this cell's not 6. There's probably another... Oh, yeah, these are certainly 6 or higher. Yeah, I did not appreciate that as well. I did not ever at any point see this region sumline. And they're not 8. So these are at most 6. Oh, right. These can't be 6 because we know one of those is 6. So we can get rid of that. Oh, and these can't be 6 because they see the 6 in this box. So they're either 7 or 9. If this is a 2, then these, funnily enough, are both 7 or 9, which would make a 7-9 pair everywhere. Right. We have this geometry on the 7s here that says that if these were 7, it would rule 7 out of this box. So yeah, these are just 8s, which in fact actually does place the 8 down here in this square. So these are from 1, 2, 3. This is from 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not an 8, of course. And it's not a 6 because that would actually backwards break this 1, sort of the opposite of the way we've been doing it so far. Actually, these can't be 1s because of the argument with the 6 before. One of these two is 6, which means there's either 1 there and there or 1 there and there, and no matter which one it is, these can't be 1s. It's not... Yeah, sadly, I know these aren't both 3, so I know at least one of them is a 2. Oh, they aren't both 2 either. Ah, very nice, because one of these two is a 2. So one of these is a 3, so that tells me this isn't a 7. It's a 9. These are, in fact, actually a 2-3 pair, because of the 2s and 3s living in this box. Yes. Similar point from AFK. If this is a 7, it makes both of these 2s, but then those twos see the 2 spots for 2s in this box. That doesn't work. So this is always an 8 or a 9. Lovely, lovely stuff. I know there's a 5 on this Renbon, so this cell isn't a 5. I'm comfortable with that argument. Let's see. If this number is high, it's a 6 or a 7. And if this number is high, it's a 6 or a 7. Yeah, I guess that just tells me, just in general, the only highs that can go here are 6 and 7. So the only lows that can go here are 1 and 2. Is probably a worthwhile thing to pencil mark, even if it feels slightly silly to pencil mark. Yes. That's a very good spot from Selena. 8 and 9 in this box, they don't go there. So whichever one this one is, it doesn't go there, so it goes on the Renbon. So there's an 8 or a 9 on this, which means that this is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It means there's definitely an 8 in one of these 2 cells, which means there's definitely an 8 in one of these 2 cells. That was a very nice spot there from Selena. So this now is not a 6 or a 7. That's why we do it, because if this Renbon now definitely has a 6 and a 7 on it, so this is now the 1 or the 2, which makes that be the 2, which makes that be the 6, makes those double 1s, makes that the 3, and that the 2 over there. So it turns out that that's a 7. Sorry, is a 7. 6 and 3, 5 and 7. That digit's a 4, so that's a 9. Those aren't 1s anymore, so that is... I wonder if I was supposed to know somehow that in all universes that was going to be a 1 because of there was going to end up being a 1 hanging out around the sides of this. I don't know. Let's see. So those are not 9. However, there is a 9 now on this, so there's no 5 on it, just because the 9 in this box is in one of these 2 cells, is what I'm saying. This is not 1. So this is also 2, 5. If that one's 2 or 5, this one's also 2 or 5. This number is a 7, 8, or 9, and it's not any of those except for 7, has been called. It's not 1 or 3. This is not 1 or 2. And so now there's a 1 on this Renbon, just by Sudoku. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not 1, 3, or 4, which funnily enough creates a 2, 5 pair in the column, meaning that these digits are not able to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are 6, 7, and 8. And I guess I should mark in that these are 6, 7, 8, 9. Except this one's not 8 or 9. So those are a 6, 7 pair. So actually that's the 8 and that's the 9. That is not an 8. The 8 in this box is placed. It's here, just by that corner marked 8. I had sort of flagged that earlier as a later this will happen, and then it happened. And for once I remembered a thing that I had noted previously. That doesn't usually happen. Let's see. This digit is, well, that one's not a 6. So this is always a 2, 4, or 5. Just to finish off the row. I don't think that's very helpful. 1 in column 5 is placed there, just by those 2 1s looking up, has been pointed out. These are 6, 7, 3, and 4. Oops. In some combination. Column 5 now needs a 9, and it's there. That's helpful. So that places a 9 up there. These digits are 2, 3, 4, 5. Those aren't 2. So one of these is 2. So that bounces back and gives me the 5 and the 2 over here, which now says one of these is 5. Oops. So these aren't 5, or by these, I mean that one's not 5. One of these 2 is definitely 6, for the record. So that one's never 6. That now just is the 5 on this Renbon. Yeah, this is a great puzzle, PJ, and welcome, by the way, PJ. Let's see. Okay, so this, I guess, can be a few different things. Am I just supposed to mark? How bad is it if I mark? It's not bad at all if I mark. Let's just do that. So this is a 6, a 7, a 5, and a 7, and a 6, and a 4. Let's see. That is a 7, making that a 2 and a 9. So that's the 7 up there. We can remark. Okay, so this is not a 2, 2, 5, 9 sum. Let's see, that's a 2, 7. So that's a 4 and a 5. That's a 3 and a 6, giving me the 1 and the 2. What percentage of 3-cell 9 sums in puzzles do you think are 1, 2, 6? 3 and 1. Let's see, that is a 3. 5 and 3 and 4. 4 over there. 7 and 2, 7 and 8. And voila, what a lovely puzzle there. If Tristan pulls this one up on stream because it doesn't get deleted from the bucket later, don't tell him that we already did this puzzle and just let him do it, because it's a very nice puzzle. Yeah, there's got to be the pretty good percentage. 1, 2, 6, and 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 3, 5. 9 sums are the rarest. I think that's probably my instinct as well. Let's see. What else do we have laying around? Oh yeah, we have this one. So here we have a regular Renbon puzzle, except no two Renbon have the same sum, which is an interesting requirement. So let's look across this row. This cell's definitely a 159 because of the fact that every length 4 Renbon has a single 159 on it. That's a 159, and it's a different 159 than this 159. We do know right away that one of these is 1, 2, 3, one of them is 4, 5, 6, and one of them is 7, 8, 9. So these two aren't those. So the 1 and 9 in the row are over here. There's no 1 9s on these. Well, for example, Nell, I know one of these is 4, 5, 6. So if I had a length 5 Renbon, then I would know there wasn't a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Renbon. Yeah, there's no 7, 8 pair by row 1. And I know these two are different. I kind of want to color the 159s, but it feels like that might be silly. Yeah, so this Renbon definitely has a 5 on it. If I want to think about it. Because basically 1 and 9 can only appear on one length 4 renban. Uh, uh, and so that has already happened. That the 1 and 9 have appeared on a like. In fact, neither of these can be 5 because if either of these is 5, then 1 or 9 appears twice in these renban. So these are actually a 1-9 pair. Is the thing that I'm saying, because again, it's the second one shows up on a renban. It can never show up on a renban of the same length again, because the sum would of course be the same. Like that, this is stronger than 2 renban aren't the same, but definitely implies it. And so yeah, there's a yellow one of these. The purple in this column I know is up here. I don't know how useful that is, but I'm going to mark it. Yeah, there's a 5 along here. I agree. And there's a 5 along here. Okay, that's actually useful. So this renban, so none of these renban have 1s or 9s on them, so they both have 5s. So in fact, one of these is a 5, and so there's a 5 over here. In fact, can we like count 5s along these lines in some coherent way? We certainly know there's 2 5s in here and there's a 5 here. So like that's all the 5s for these boxes, but I don't think that tells me a whole lot in an immediate let's see. David is saying if you think about 4-cell renbans, there's 8 of them that are possible. However, we cannot use 7, 8 for sure because we've already made a sum of 15. And let's see. What's the other one we can't use? Oh, and we can't do 5, 6 either, because one of these is in one of these rows, we have the 2, 3, 4, 5 renban, which sums to 11. So yeah, so you can't do 5, 6 in any of these. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't add to 11, I'm being told. Interesting if true. Okay, so I can rule out the I can rule out the 2-cell sum to 14 instead, which would be 6.5, 7.5. I can't do that one. Yeah, I guess this is literally every 4-cell renban, right? There are only 5 4-cell, or sorry, there are only 6 4-cell renbans that are possible, and we've used all of them. Oh yeah, purple in row 7 is just here. That's a good point. Because you can't put purple in another 4-cell renban. And so one of these two is purple. This is the renban that has a purple in it. So yeah, one of these two is purple. Yellow is in row 7 of box 9. Yeah, right. Yellow's up here for sure. So we know yellow's over here somewhere. Yeah, I don't quite know what I'm doing with purple over here. Uh, let's see, David says all 3 sell except 5, 6, 7. Uh, what's the 4 cell one that sums to 18? It sums the same as 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so yeah, so we know we've got a 3, 4, 5, 6 because we've got 5 different length 4 renbon, which is all of them. And so then we can't do a 5, 6, 7, but now there's only enough length 3 renbon to work out. So these are everything except 5, 6, 7. Doesn't seem. Wait, do I just know that this cell is purple? I might just know that this cell is purple, actually. Yeah, because where are the purple and yellow in this box, right? I can't put a purple or yellow in any of these cells. I guess I know this cell's purple or yellow, and therefore I know it's purple. Is the point, because I know there's a purple and a yellow on the renbon in row 1, so I can't have an extra purple or yellow one here, and so I need my extra purple or yellow to be here. Yeah, so I just know this cell is purple is actually what I know. Okay, and so I know therefore one of these two is yellow. And so why can't the purple in row 1 in box 1 be in row 1? Because then where is the yellow in box 1? The point is, this cell had to be either the yellow 1-9 or the purple 1-9, but it could not be the yellow 1-9 by sudoku, because I can only put one of them in row 1. That's the point. I didn't phrase it as eloquently as I could have. Okay, so I think what David wants me to say is this renbon is is that I should think about I should think about this 5, 6, 7. I've got to do something with the 5, 6, 7, although I can't quite figure out how to articulate it. Oh yeah, purple in row 2 is in one of these two places. Sorry, one of these two places. Yeah, these are both midly-ish. Let's see. What do you mean it's on an end of a 3-cell line in row 1? Couldn't it be just in the middle of a 3-cell line in row 1? But the renbans don't have to go in order. It is worth pointing out the renban that has 2 but not 1 and the renban that has 8 but not 9 are also used over here. So there's definitely a 2-8 in these cells and possibly there, unless these two cells are exactly a 2-8 pair. That was what someone in chat was arguing. Okay. I do need to sneak a purple onto one of these at some point. 2 and 8 in row 7 is a very good spot. 2 and 8 in row 7 are over here with this. That's very nice from J40. So that's actually a 1, 2, 8, 9 quadruple running across this, because you can't, as I mentioned, you can't put 2 or 8 on these anymore. And now where do 2 and 8 go in this column? And so now these two cells are a 2-8 pair, with that one, of course, being the yellow 2-8 and this being the purple 2-8, if you will. And this can't be the 8, because then that would make the 8-7-6. Oh, no, 8-7-6 is allowed. Sorry, both 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8 are allowed. Oh, sorry, it didn't remove it from row 8, column 1. Sorry, it was row 8, column 1. Sorry, never mind. You're right. Thank you for catching that, Gary. And I was so excited I missed it. Yeah, this certainly sees 4, 5, and 6 in the row. So this is only a 3-7. Is what Piche is, or sorry, what Todd is pointing out, is that this is only a 3-7. Whichever 3-7 it is, it's that 3-7, and then that 3-7 is one of the extreme digits on this. In row 9, column 6. Yes, this renban needs a 2-8. Right. Both of these renban have a 2-8 on them. So this is always a 2-8 because of the fact, because of that. Right. These are 4, 5, 6 is the point, because I can't put a 2-8 or a 1-9 on this. And so from 3-7, the only place I can go is 4, 5, 6. So these are actually a 4, 5, 6 triple. Thank you for that. Whoever said that in chat in a way that I understood. Todd. So you've got some 3-7s and 2-8s floating around up here. Of whatever variety we would like. Okay, so Garion is suggesting we extend the coloring into also coloring the 2/8 is probably a worthwhile endeavor. And so now, if we're willing to do that, then this is certainly the yellow 2/8, right? Because the purple 1/9 is over here. So this is the yellow 2/8. Which now means that the yellow 1/9 isn't here, right? Because if the yellow 1/9 was here, this Renbon wouldn't have a purple, or wouldn't have a yellow 1/8 on it. So now this is the yellow 1/9, is I think what we are trying to do. I guess I should probably flash these with purples just to make clear what is happening. This is a 3/7 and a 4/5/6. Yeah, there's a yellow 2/8 over there for sure. There's a purple 2. There's a purple 2/8 in here because the purple 2/8 has to go somewhere. So one of these two is the purple 2/8, which means the purple 2/8 joins the purple 1/9 down here. Yeah, sorry, David. I'm trying not to do something that I can't do in my head at the moment, and that sounds like something I can't quite do in my head. But we'll get there once we have enough marked that we can mark it. But it's a little beyond what I can do without note taking at the moment. So these are just a 3, 4, 6, 7 sort of pair, I guess. It's I guess I also know what these are. Like one of these is a 5, right? Sorry, no, neither of these is a 5. One of these is a 5. What are these? Have I screwed this up? No, this is yellow, yellow, and 5, right? Yeah, this is yellow, yellow, and 5. So these are the purple, purple. So yeah, one of these is a 5. Yeah, I guess this is just a length 4 Renbon that doesn't have a 1 or a 9 on it, so it's got a 5 on it, so the 5's up there. So the 5's up here in this Renbon. Okay, yeah, so there's a 5 over there. We've almost chased this up to where I feel like we can make David's point work in box 1, but we don't quite have the thing yet, I don't think. Yes, this is now a purple 3/7 because we know we've got the yellow 3/7 in here, right? All of these cells are yellow because all of these are purple. We could do. So yeah, so there's a yellow 3/7 up here, but we know the yellow 3/7's here, in fact. And so yeah, so this cell must be therefore why what? Oh, it could be the yellow 2/8. Right, you're right. Let's see, 5 odds in column 1. Yeah, this is a yellow Renbon, so I can mark that now that I've sort of upgraded my coloring. This Renbon definitely is yellow. So this cell is definitely the purple 2/8, right? It's the only purple digit, or it's the only digit left in this column. Okay. But both the unfortunate part that I think has been torturing us is that both 234 and 876 are valid renbon. There's the one renbon we can't use is 567 is the problem. There's a yellow 4-6 in here that can't make it onto here because these are both purple always, right? And so yeah, there's a 5 on here. With a yellow 4-6 and what is the question? So it's got to be with a yellow 4-6 and a yellow something else because I can't do yellow 4-6, purple 4-6. So this is a yellow 3-7. And now I think we finally get to use David's point that we're not allowed to do 5-6-7 because 5-6-7 has the same sum as 3-4-5-6. And so this can't be a 7, as I think. So I think we got to David's point finally, right? This can't be a 7 because if this is a 7, we've made a 5-6-7. Okay, so this is a 3. And we can bring out Zach for the 3 dance. Boop boop ba-doop. Woo! Boop boop ba-doop. Wah! Boop boop ba-doop. Wee! Ba-doop boo-doop 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 wah! Thank you, Zach. Sorry for making you wait on that one, David. I wasn't quite willing to write out everything in my head to do this, but that got us there. It's like it felt to me like we were going to be able to get there if we just pulled at this thread. This is 4-5. Let's see. That is a 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 9 and a 9. These are 6, 7. 2, 3, 4. That one I know is not 4. Okay, we know the 8's not over there. Oh, so these are just a 5-8 is the point. And these are a 6, 7, which are purple. 3, 4, 5. No giving away Zach's secrets. Oh, I know that this is a 7. How about that? And so I probably know what goes on here. Actually, I know what both of these are, right? These are both yellow. They're a yellow 3-4, right? 3-4. They're a yellow 3-4, except that one's the 4 and that one's the 3. And then these are 5 and 6 over there. Okay. And we do know we need a 1-2 on one of these because we need every combination possible. So this is the 2-3-4 length 3 renbon, right? Because we need a 2-3-4 length 3 renbon somewhere, and it's this one, right? Because we've got all the others. We've got 1, 2, 3. We know there's a 4, 5, 6 and a 7, 8, 9 up here somewhere. And so the 2, 3, 4 is the only one I'm missing, and it's got to be this one, I believe. That being the 3 and this one being the 2, 4. And so that is the 4 and the 2. Okay, and so now this isn't the 4, 5, 6 one. This is the 4, 5, 6 one. This is the 7, 8, 9 one. Okay, there's a 6 down in one of these cells. I'm going to just note. Oh, this is a 1, I see, actually, just by considering where 1 goes in this box. which is, I think, basically equivalent to what David was going to get me to do, because that can't be a 1 by sudoku. So one of these two is 1. They're a 1-6 pair, except that one can't be a 1 because it would go with a 2. So that's a 6, and that's a 1. Yellow and purple. This is 5 or 7. I think both of those are allowed once we learned how to add to 11. Why not 5? Because one of these two had to be 6 and this one had to be 1. It's because of 6 looking over from box 2. So in fact, actually, this is the 5. Yeah, the 2, 3, 4, 5 not being 11 really ruined this this bit. Yeah, and so these are a 1 and a 9, and we know where the 9 goes, so we know where the 1 goes. But I'll put it the other way around just for fun. Apparently. These are a 7, an 8, and a 2. In some combinazi. Let's see. One of these is a 2. Just by sudoku. I don't know if that goes with a 1 or a 3, because we need both a 2, 3 and a 1, 2, right? I think we need both a 2, 3 and a 1, 2. But AFK has discovered the secret location of the 3-4 renban, because none of these can be 3-4. And that one can't be 3-4. So this is the one that is 3-4. And so now we know we now know that this 2 has to go with a 2-3 renban, because that's not a 2-3 renban. So there's definitely a 3 over here. Now, oh, right. And so now this is the 1-2 renban, because I can't put a 1 over here. Right. And the 1 renban can't go over here either. So yeah, so this is now the 1-2 renban. These are all yellow. So yeah, so one of these is 2, 3. Yeah, one of them is 8, 9. This 1, 2 makes this an 8. Let me do that first. 8 is purple. This is a 7, which is also purple. These are now neither of them purple. They're both yellow. And in fact, actually, we know what they are. They're 2 and 1. That's a 6 and a 7. That is an 8 and a 2. These are a 4-5 pair. So that makes that a naked 9. Or alternatively, a hidden 9, if you prefer to bend that way. This is a 5, just by virtue of the 3-4 pair there, which makes that a 6. Makes this a 4, and that a 5. So that is yellow, and that is yellow. 3, 4. This is now an 8. And these are a triple of 5, 6, 7. 3 in column 6 is in one of these two spots, which aligns with this, Laura points out. So these can't be 3s, because if they were, it would create 3 3s in 2 rows, which is too many 3s. So in fact, that's the 3 and the 2. Which gives me the 1 and the 2 over there. So that's not a 3 anymore. That's not a 3 anymore. Do I have a 4 on one of these? 4, 5 is still allowed, right? No, 4, 5 is the same as 2, 3, 4. I can't do 4, 5. So there's no more 4s on these. 3, 4 is the only available one. So these aren't 4. I guess that doesn't quite help. Let's see. What are these? I guess these can be lots of things. I mean, they're certainly purple at the very least. So they're from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, sorry, not 5. That one's not 9. Oh, I'm being told the 5, 6 Renbon is placed. Oh, well, the 5 has to go on this side, right? Oh, no, sorry, I can't. Is there a reason I can't do that? Why can't I make one of these 5, 6? Because I could make that 5, 6, I see. Oh, this is a triple. A very bizarre triple in column 6. So let's fill out the rest of our very bizarre triple. I think this is a 1-3 pair. Not yellow. Not yellow, red, flash. There we go. Oh, these are a 4, 5, 6 triple. I see. Okay. If those are a 4, 5, 6 triple, then I should probably fill in that these are from 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, and they can't be 1 or 2 because those are purple. So these are also purple. And so I need a 9, or I need a 5 on a length 2 Renbon somewhere, and so it has to be here. Very nice spotting to chat there. So no 5 over there, no 5 over here. It's an 8 and a 5. 7. No 7, 8 Renbon, because that would be the same sum as 4, 5, 6. So this is a 6, because otherwise it would be a 7, 8 Renbon, making that a 6, and that a 7, that a 7, and that a 6. 5. These are both purple now. This is a 4, which is yellow. 6, 5, like that. 7, 6, 3, 4, 1, 3. So that's a 1 by Sudoku, I see. Making this cell purple. And a 7. Let's see, 6, 7 go in over there. That's a 1 by Sudoku. We've got a green-purple sort of situation going on over here. We've got a yellow-green sort of situation going on over here. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Okay, one of these has to be a 4, and it's that one. One of them has to be an 8, 9, and it's that one. This has to be a 2. So that has to be an 8, 9. And the 8, 9 that it is seems to be a 9 by the row, so that gives me my 8, 9, 8, 9 across here. And an 8 there. Lovely idea here, and a really lovely looking grid. I was a little afraid going into it that the sum thing would turn out to be fiddly, and it turned out to be more fiddly than I was afraid of. Like, this really sort of like, this puzzle really wants you to take notes in a way to do it. We got through it without it. We persevered, but I suspect that we were meant to take notes and do it the way that was slightly bashier than the way we actually did it, which is not quite to my taste, but I really like the idea, and just like the blank grid here is just A+ blank grid for a puzzle here. And I really liked the logic we ended up doing to sort of basically avoid doing the messy part, because we avoided doing the messy thing that I think was probably what we were desired to do, and keeping track of the, like, oh, these sums are double used. Like, I really basically, if you look back at what we did, basically I just tried very hard to avoid using the fact that it was a sum, and just tried to do it as much as possible with the 2 Renbon can't be the same as the rule. But hey, we got there, we made it through, and it's a very neat idea for a puzzle, and a very, just one of the most striking grids I've seen this year. So, all right, we will be back in a moment with more puzzles. So see everyone in just a bit. Alrighty, welcome back. I saw Nordy in chat, so I was like, I bet I got a Nordy puzzle laying around, and I do. And we have a mouse-themed puzzle, although now I see there's also snakes in it, which I fear may end poorly for the mice. Let's find out. So let's divide the grid into 9 snake regions, each containing 9 cells. Snake regions are one cell wide, orthogonally connected paths that do not touch themselves. Each snake circle is the head or tail of a different snake. Place digits 1 to 9 in each cell so that digits do not repeat in any row, column, or snake region. The snakes are apparently Dutch whispers. Adjacent digits must differ by at least 4. I imagine that makes it essentially, but not quite unique, how you make them. Because a circle, I think there's a unique way to put 1 through 9 in a circle. Okay, and then a digit on a mouse indicates how many times that digit appears on a mouse. Each mouse is eaten by a snake that can see inside of the snake region that contains it. A digit on a mouse indicates how many cells that mouse can see. So mice are like double clues for each of these, it sounds like. Let's see. Well, we can do some region building right away because we've got to do some green. See, you've got the gray, which does the purple, which does the green. This cell's orange, so the green snake has to go this way. The purple snake has to go this way. Snake is red, but now the gray has to go that way. The orange has to go that way. The snake is yellow. The snake is blue. Okay, there are 2 snakes that are not clued, I suppose, within the grid. Let's see, how many mice are there? Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 mice, and they are constrained to 6 rows, it looks like. There are circles and counting circles, but the circles aren't the counting circles. Yeah, so we have a sum of some number of numbers that is equal to, did I say 13? Yeah, it looks like 13, yeah. And the largest number you can possibly use in a circle is 6. But also, digit on a mouse indicates how many cells that mouse can see in all horizontal and vertical directions, including the cell with the mouse. Okay. So, link. Yes, we can do a link. Copy. Paste. Am I covering the rules? Replace pinned message. I can shrink myself slightly. Okay, so this cell can only possibly be a 5 or a 6, based on whether that cell is green or not. And remember, we can't possibly put a number larger than 6 in a mouse. 4, 5, or 6. Okay, let's see. If this is a 6... Basically, these are from 1, 2, 8, 9, right? For similar reasons. For Dutch whisper reasons, not really for similar regions. Oh, right. It's not 4. This one's not 4, 5, or 6. This one's only 5 or 6. So these 2 can't be 8. These 2, I think, really can be 1, 2, 8, 9. If this is a 5, do I have a parity problem? No, because this side's 5 long. This side's... Oh, no. I do have a parity problem. Right? Oh, no. I think it works out okay. I'm just going to do it. Okay, so if I have a 5 here and a 1 here and a 9 here, and then I go 8, 7, Because basically, if I make that a 5, then I make this yellow and this purple, which then I can't change the direction. So it would end up being like that, which unfortunately is 4 yellows and 4 purples. And so looks plausible-ish. It's possible that if I actually look at the numbers, it won't actually work. Oh, okay, well here's maybe a point that I can see more easily. One of these two cells is definitely. Oh no, that's not true. I was gonna say, one of these two cells is definitely a 1 or a 9. And therefore the 5, which always goes next to. Oh, I guess the 5 is either at the end or goes next to a 1, 9. So I was going to say, therefore the 5 has to be in one of these like handful of cells, but that's not quite true. Now we can't have both 5 and 6 in mice, right? If we did, our mice would have to be 5, 6, and 2. Can our mice possibly be 5, 6, and 2? That is my question. Maybe that's okay, actually, because I just have these would be 2, 5, 6 triples. And the rest of them would be 5, 6 pairs or something like that. See, I do certainly know that 1 isn't one of the numbers. So, like, none of these are 1 because just by the geometry, that does not work. And mice are going to have a hard time being being 2, but it's just technically possible if it's at the end of the snake. Yes, yes. This cell just can't be 5 because, as Selena says, that's not how snakes work. If this cell was to be 5, then we would have to have that be purple, and the snake would just turn into another snake. That feels very intentional. So this is just not the 5. This is a 4 or a 6. Which means that these two are either a 1-2 pair or an 8-9 pair. I want to say that makes this digit a 5, but I don't think it's true. I was kind of curious if things just break. If the purple snake comes this way, and then the gray snake comes this way, and then the red snake comes this way. But I don't think it quite does. Yeah, I feel this feels sort of like there's some sort of global observation we're supposed to make about an arrangement here. Which I'm curious if Nordy's observation here is something global. let's see. Luna says you can't have both 4 and 5 as mouse digits, because if you do, then you'd need 2 digits that added to there. So yeah, so that doesn't work. So just to go over that, if 4 and 6 are mouse digits, what Luna's point is then the remaining mouse digits add to 4. There can't be one of them. And so there'd have to be 2, which would be 1 and 3, but we've already said 1 can't be a mouse digit. So 6 is always a mouse digit based on this, because if 6 wasn't a mouse digit, this would be a 4 and a 5, which does give us a digit, which is that this digit is a 6, because if there's 6 sixes in mice, that means there has to be a 6 in a mouse in every row with a mouse, and this is the only one. So this is a 6. And we can bring out Zach for the 6 dance. Boop, boop, ba-doop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Boop, boop, ba-doop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Boop, boo-doop, ba-doop, boo-doop, 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 boo-doop. Wah-ha! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So this is a 6, which makes me think it's probably yellow, but I don't think it has to be yellow. At least not without further care. We know one of these two is a 6. I'm trying to see if I can get anything else out of the knowing there's lots of 6s floating around. Yes. Garion has a good spot, which is the no 4-5 argument actually tells you this digit can't be a 4, because if this was a 4, it would immediately make that a 5. So this is a 6 always, which actually makes both of those purple, and actually makes that purple as well. That does sort of stretch gray out. It stretches red out. 6 doesn't go next to 8 or 9, I will specify. So those are 1 and 2. Your break-in has been discovered. Excellent, excellent. So now we know which of these mice is feeling 6y today. Screaming Ice Cube points out it's that one. We don't have 11 mice. We have 13 mice. Unless I've miscounted the several times I've counted, which is possible. Okay, so now this just can't... Oh, no, it can be 6. Sorry, this can still be 6. Right. These can't be 6 now. That one because it's purple, and purple already has a 6, and that one because it sees a 6. So now that's a 6. Which indeed makes these a 1-2 pair as well. And if this mouse is 6y, it means the snake does this. Which certainly makes there be a blue there. This is not green, so that has to be green. This is a minimum of 3. So this is a 3, 4, or 5. And so this being a 3, 4, or 5, because 6 is the largest digit you can put in a mouse. This being a 3, 4, or 5 means we do have to swap between here and here. In fact, actually 5. Let's just rule out 5, and it'll make this much easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only get 2 more. We only get 1 more snake cell, so this just can't possibly be a 5. So this is low and this is high, which means we have to have switched between high and low between the 6 and this digit. which means we need to have had a 159, and the only way that works is if this is the 1 and the 1 and the 5 and the 9, which makes that a 2, makes that a 2 and a 1 like that. And does the fact that there's a 6 and a 3 or a 4 mean the numbers just are 6, 3, and 4? I think it does. Because if it's 6 and 4, then we definitely need a 3. And if it's 6 and 3, then we definitely need a 4. So the numbers are 3, 4, and 6, right? I think that's true. Oh, by the way, purple does have to go down. Oh, right. This number is just always a 4. It can't be 1 because you can't put 1 in a rat for counting reasons. But this number is always a 4 because wherever this goes, we do the same business. But yeah, I think we got 3, 4, and 6 is, I think, the answer for what is happening in the mice. Okay, that one's not a 6. That one's not a 6, not a 6, not a 6, not a 6, not a 4. One of these is a 3. One of these is a 3. And then there's one more 3. Blue certainly continues down. At least one more. Yeah, we've again sort of had our sort of involution of parity because this 1 is not in the same place as this 3, 4. So we again have to do 5, 9 with a 3, 4 like that. Next to the 4 goes the 8. So one of these two is an 8. Oh, this just can't be green. If this is green, this cell is dead. Because this is the head or the tail of a snake. So this can't be green. So in fact, that's the only cell that can be green. And now green is done. And the cell is an 8. And so these are a 3 and a 7. Yeah. Like that. This is a 7 or an 8. I might as well mention. Oh, this is 3, 4, or 6. Right. So currently the mouse, or currently this only has one more cell in it. And if that last cell is this one, this mouse should be a 2, and it's not. Thank you. So blue comes down here. So this is not the 3. So now this is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah. Now this is done. 4 doesn't go next to 7, so that's an 8. Now this is a 3. And that's a 7 to finish this off. That 3 makes this a 6. That 4 makes this a 3. If this is a 6, the whole column is blue, and that's probably bad for what it does for orange. I think I probably believe that. It's counting how many 6s we actually have in the grid. We know one of these two is a 6. Yeah, I was trying to argue like, oh, blue going left, Like, I think it would like force this to bunch up. I don't think the snake is allowed to touch itself, so I'm not allowed to do, I think, this kind of thing. I think even actually the parody for doing that is wrong, but uh yeah, I was about to start, just in spite of myself, about to start asking where Orange's 6 was going to be. Uh, but I suspect there's better things to think about uh, than that. Let's see. Uh, okay, so this digit can't be 1, 2. I think naively it can be 3. It can't be 4, 5. I think it could be 6. Can't be 7, 8, or 9. So this is either a 3 or a 6. 3 would make these be 8, 9. I don't immediately see why that doesn't work. Uh, yes, because this can't be 7, 8, or 9. Yes, there we go. Right. 3 would go next to a 7, 8, 9, and that cell can't be any of those. So this is definitely a 6. I agree. Yeah, I agree with this point out blue coming down. It was a little bit messier than I wanted to immediately go into, but I do agree that it just does not work if blue comes down here, because you basically end up arguing, okay, well then blue has to turn this direction, because otherwise you end up with this, and then you end up with blue having to look like this. And now orange is these 9 cells, but that's not a snake. So I think I'm okay with that. It's right at my ugliness threshold, but I'll use it. Okay, 4 goes next to 8 and 9. So now this isn't an 8 or a 9 either. But anyway, that's a 2 and a 1 is worth mentioning. This is now a 2 or a 3 only. Let's see. Selena's argument is that this 2x2 cell has to have 2 snakes in it. And therefore, the whole argument was nonsense, because it was never going to have 2 snakes in it if we did it that way. I would buy that. Okay, we've got 2 more 6s. I think that has to be one of them. Sorry, it's this one, right? Sorry, this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, or 9. Okay, sorry. So this is a naked 6. And so this is a 1 or a 2. It's a 1. Okay, so within this column, what do we have left? A 2, 3, and a 7. And one of these 2 is a 7. And now there's only one more 6, and it's that one. And yeah, the sixes that don't have colors yet are these five, but this one is still too far away from orange to actually be obtained if you consider anything about geometry at all. And I will admit that if you try and argue why this doesn't work, it's bad. But I think if you've done any number of snake puzzles, you can realize that this is not actually feasible. So this has to be the orange 6, and then we actually have to do it exactly like that. Well, I mean, arguing that you can't do like any bend of it or this bend. Actually, maybe this bend is fine, actually. I think this bend's actually fine. Never mind. Yeah, I think orange can actually get around it that way. So never mind. This is why we don't argue things. That's 9 cells. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so this digit is at least a 5. And it is exactly a 5, actually, because it's not 6, 7, 8, or 9. So now that digit is just a 9. It's the only thing it can be. This digit here is 5 or 8 only, I believe. Let's see. Oh, this is a pair of something and something. It's a 3-7 pair. I suspect I could prove that these can't be a 3-7 pair if these are a 3-7 pair, but I don't really want to. Maybe it's fine as long as the snake goes crisscrossy way through it. Let's see. Okay, so this is either a 9. Oh, it's either a 4 or a 9 is the answer. I have a feeling that this can't go up, but maybe it can. How many 3s do I have on mice, by the way? Okay, there's one more 3 on mice. And one more 4? Where are my 4s? So yeah, there's one more 3 and one more 4. So these are legitimately a 3-4 pair. So this cell, if I mark it, it can be 1 or 2, but not 3, 4. It can be 5, but not 6. And it could be 7, 8, or 9, but not 8. Way ahead of you, David. Had to mark that in the grid. Okay, so I think chat, some members would like me to bifurcate on what happens if orange goes this way and what happens if orange goes this way. Because if orange goes this way, then we end up having to do this with these being connected. And if orange goes this way, this is something else, and we end up with these connected. So we can like mark that these two are always connected, and likewise these two are always connected. And so this is an 8 or a 9, I guess, which gives us an 8-9 pair in the row. Sorry, 7, 8. No, sorry. It is 8 or 9, but only because of the 7. Right. These are two different snakes, and so we could continue the line down because it's got to go somewhere, regardless of whether this is this or this. And this has got to go that way, regardless, again, whether it does that or that. So this is also an 8, 9. This has to round the corner. Because it's not done yet. So this has to go over to here. Is that what you wanted to do? Is to say that this is a 3 now? Because we could do that. That's fine. 3, 7, 7. Oh, right. It's always connected to this cell, so I see. Okay, so AFK wants me to fill in a 4 once I note that. Okay, this one, it's still not done in any possible universe. This is not done in any possible universe, so we connect the 3 to the 7. This is not done in any possible universe. Oh, right, the last mouse is a 3, thank you. Okay, so we always need to go at least that far, which now means that this is a 2, and this is a 3 because of that. This certainly... okay, and I think that now forces how this works out, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this still needs 2 more. 8, 9. No matter what. So this is a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this needs another clue for the mouse. So yeah, so this mouse actually tells me that orange is not this snake. Orange is this snake. Thank you for pointing that out, Carl. We're counting the mouse. So funnily enough, it turned out it worked out the way I thought it was going to, even though not for any particularly good reason. Okay, the chocolate mouse looks a little horrible. We'll do like a pinkish mouse. Okay. What is left in this column? Apparently this is a naked 5, is what I am being told. It's not 1, 2, 3. The 3 was sort of hidden on the mouse. 4, it could be 5. It's not 6, 7, 8, or 9. Yeah, this is a naked 5, weirdly enough. And so that goes into a 9 and then an 8. I guess I should have just asked where the 5 was in the snake, because it definitely wasn't going next to the 6. That would have been much nicer than doing it the Sven way. Okay, the 5 in the blue snake is going at the end of the snake. Also, this is going on the blue snake, just by blue snakiness. Okay, this is going to have a 1 to sort of finish it off. Let's see, what are these digits? Okay, apparently that is a naked 1. So that is a 5, and then a 9, and then a 4, and then an 8. This we can discover by marking it. Good. Okay, so now this is a 1 or a 2, and I don't know which one. Could run into the 6. How long did it take to find a grid that worked for this? I'm very curious. To Nordy. Oh, right. Okay, that's a smart way to think about it. Jaleb is saying, okay, the 5 has to go at an end. I said that, and Jaleb agrees. But Jaleb further says the 5 still has to neighbor something, and the thing it's going to have to neighbor is going to have to be the 1. So this is always the 2, which means the 6 is not blue. Oh, sorry, no, the 6 could be blue. 6 and 2 do go next to each other in Roggen Whispers puzzles. Let's see. This is also a 1 or a 5. Uh, so the 6 doesn't go at the end, so the 6 has to go next to a 2 and a 1, and so therefore this has to be a 6. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Uh, uh, and now we've just got to go 1, 5 in some order. Well, sorry, we've got to go 1, 5 in that order, I should say. Let's see. This is a pair. I wonder if that's interesting. Maybe not. If this is blue, does it break the 6? I think it does, but not in a pleasant way. I guess if this is, I mean, they can't both be blue. I know one of these 2 is 1. I know one of these 3 is 1. I wonder if I'm supposed to pencil mark these cells. So wherever this 9 goes, it plonks down a 4. Blue can't go here, is Chad's point. And so if blue can't go here because it can't turn back and can't go up to that cell, that means blue always ends up here, with this being a 1, 5, regardless whether it does that or that. And so some sort of snake runs around like that, regardless of all else. Oh, the end is 1 or 5, but it's particularly 5. Wait, something got broken here. There's no way it does this, but isn't the 6 broken regardless? Oh no, it can go straight down. I see. The 6 can go straight down. Right, is what it's going to have to do. Right. Okay. Yeah, because if the 6 goes this way, we definitely strand too much nonsense. So the 6 has to go straight down in order for that clue to be true. And then it's got to go 1, 5, which then means that this is my whatever that color was. Salmon, we'll say. It's the salmon 1. And then we can do a similar bit down here. let's see. I don't think I could do anything useful with this, but I can do the same geometry trick over there of saying, well, this either a snake that starts here, or a snake that starts. Sorry. Well, the snake here. Either goes that way and then goes up, or just goes up. And either way, we end up with that same sort of parallel structure here. And these come up like this. So that one's going to end up there. Oh, the last 3 is placed. Ooh, nice. Okay, and that's just a question of exactly how that gets worked out. This 6 certainly goes next to a 1 or a 2. Right. One of these is a 9 and one of these is a 9. So therefore these can't be 9s. So therefore that's the 9 for the row. I wonder how AFK guessed that. Oh, there's one more 9? Oh no, there's 2 more 9s. This is not a 5 and that's not a 5. So that's the 5 for the column. So we can fill in those. In fact, actually, let's just mark the rest of the grid. That might be helpful. Because apparently this has been a naked 7 for a while. So that's an 8 and that's a 4. So 2 and a 7. Like that. Let's see. Okay, so this is a 2. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to resolve all of this now. I mean, that looks promising. Well, we can finish the Sudoku, but we have to try not to finish the Sudoku before we finish the geometry stuff. Oh. Oh, no, I was going to say that'll do it, but that won't actually do it. Yeah, the yellow snake certainly can't go up, because if the yellow snake goes up, then we end up doing that. I agree with that. Okay, we can do that if we want. So I guess the key point down here is that this can't go that way. This has to go up, because if this makes that turn, we put 2 9s in it. But now, does this actually end up with that or not? That's a mystery unto itself. Six certainly needs to connect to a 2, but I don't know which 2. I agree this 8 doesn't go that way. This 8 connects to one of the 3s. This mouse has to be yellow. Carl has a nice way of putting it. Yeah, we are still missing a color. I have tried to keep that in mind. If this isn't yellow, then it looks like that. Or the alternative is, then it looks like that. Both of which are terrible because they both involve repeated sevens. So this is yellow. Now that's absolutely not yellow, because if it was, we'd have to turn, and we'd have to turn up or down, and both of them are bad. So that's yellow. Which now makes that yellow. And now this snake is yellow. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, and so we need that to be yellow because we know that's the end of a snake. Okay, and so this is our last snake. The royal purple snake, if you will. So this either goes that way and gets a 2-7, or this way and gets a 2-7. We're claiming these two have to go together, because if these two go together... Sorry, if these two don't go together, then these three are together, and that doesn't work with what's going on with the snake over here. So yeah, so we can always connect those two into some sort of snake. Yeah, whatever this is, whether it's its own new snake or part of gray, it always connects through here. Agree. Can it be gray and red that do that? It is true that there is a new setting challenge coming up. I have decided a topic for it. Ooh, someone has been watching the videos. Yeah, exactly. The setting challenge is spoiled in the invitation to puzzles. No, that was part of the idea, was that I wanted to mention it in the video, because then otherwise I would forget about it. I'm not sure if purple can turn left into 2 without upsetting someone. It looks like that might be okay if the gray then just came down here and then the red came down there. That, like, it looks like there's a solution that does that, at least. Now, can we possibly go up to like that? I think that's the thing we can't do, because if purple goes up, then it has to turn here. And now I think this 2x2 is dead, because this 2x2 can't do the Selena point like it's supposed to. So I think that purple actually has to do that. Which then means that the gray comes over here like this. And over down here, and then that comes over down here like that. Let's see. Because of this, rat is the answer. Oh, correct, except that I made gray too long. I needed this 6 to be correct, is what sorted all of this out. Oh, and Sven, right. Haha. Oh, there's a line here. Oh, why couldn't purple have gone up from here? Because that would break this clue. It needed to go over here for the 6 to be correct. How could purple even get to row 4, column 8? Uh, I set one puzzle a long time ago that was a chaos construction with snakes, but this is very fun to pick apart. But it was like a chaos construction with snakes indexing puzzle that I made at some point or another in my life. That is one of the Zeta puzzles of all time for sure. Was a fairly early, Hydra was my snake puzzle, at least the one that I published. Yeah, I liked it enough. I don't. It's probably not in the top half of puzzles that I've made by my ranking, but I enjoyed it, and it had a negative constraint that got used a bunch, which is, negative constraints that get used a bunch is one of my kinks. What can I say? Alrighty, let us take a quick break and come back, and we can do another example, or sorry, another puzzle. So see you all in just a moment. Alrighty, welcome back. We have an arrow puzzle here. Oops, wrong. Wait, no, that was right. I don't know why this looks. Does this grid look tiny to anyone else? I feel like this grid looks tiny, but I think I clicked the right button. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining it. Here is a link. I think Rab3 Aaron is a new to me setter. But hey, it's a nice looking arrow puzzle, so I cannot complain. Why does the grid look small? I swear I have chosen the Sudoku pad mode. Let me see if Tristan is around to make the grid look better. 1 second.
Hey everyone. I don't know why the grid is looking like this. Where we're just gonna make it bigger. All right. See you on my stream on Thursday.
It is all better. Okay. I also prefer pure arrows to pure killers, Nordy. Killer is a kind of ugly constraint that is sort of like, I'd say like the nicest thing about killer is how not unpleasant it is to set with. It's not anything that's nice about solving them, I don't think. Whereas arrows both look nice, or whereas arrows look nice and tend to solve pretty nicely as well. All right, let's try and find all of our... Okay, well, these are 6, 7, 8, 9. But then we have to think about this constellation, because obviously we have this repeatedly. Well, one thing about this constellation is that it puts a 9 corner marked in this row. So, like, that, for example, is not a 9. Oh. And that is not a 9. But I suspect probably we can say more, because I need 2 times this digit plus this digit to be at least 21. So I guess that just tells me that this number is at least 3 if this number is 9. And meanwhile, I guess it tells me that this digit, if I think about this is at most 9. And so these need to add to at least 12. So this is at least 6. Okay, so I do actually get a restriction on this, but it can't be 9 again. Same deal here. This is a 6, 7, 8, 9, except this one I think can be 9. And this is a 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And so if this is a 6, I'm being told a funny thing happens. I would need that to be a 9. Is what happens I break every way to make 9? I think what happens is that I break every way to make 9. Because if this is a 6, then these are a 1, 2, 4, 5. And I need this to be a 9. Except that now the only way to make 9 would be 3, 6, except there's a 6 looking at it. So it actually can't be 6. Weirdly enough. Basically, the way to think about it is if this is a 6, then the minimum of these isn't anymore 21. The minimum of these is now 22. That's a lot nicer of a way to say it than the way that I said it. Because if this is a 6, it rules 6 out of all of these cells, and so the minimum goes up. So none of these can be 6 either, so this one's only 7 or 8. And this one in particular can't be 9. So now these max out at 16, so this is at least 5. That does not seem useful. Let's see. I don't know. I'll write it in just so that I don't think about it again, but I might think about it again. And this 7, 8, I do know goes in here, so I'm going to like maybe create some sort of weirdo virtual something, something, something. I know that digit's not a 1. Oh, right. This is always bigger because I can do my usual 5 cells in the column trick on this one. So yeah, so just adding these together tells me that these two need to add to at least 15. And so since this one can't be 9, this one is at least 7. Now, funnily enough, if this is 7, 8, and 9, then that actually creates a triple. Yeah, there's always a 1 in here. Oh, right. That's a beautiful, beautiful Garian. These need to sum to at least 15, but they can't be a 7, 8 pair. So they need to have a 9 in them, because if you try and make it work any other way, it doesn't work. So that, in fact, is always a 9. And we can bring out Zach for the 9 dance. Boop, boop, ba-doop. Woo! Boop, boop, ba-doop. Wah! Boop, boop, ba-doop. Wee! Ba-doop, boo-doop, ba-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop, boop, boo-doop, boo. Wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Very nice. There. So one or both of these is a 7 or 8. Okay, so the outies so these two digits sum to one of two numbers that chat will tell me, because I don't want to. Oh, it's probably worth noting these can't sum to 21 either, because there's a 7 or an 8 in them. And so if there's a 7 or an 8 in them, then they in fact actually sum to a minimum of 22, which if I make that a 9... Yeah, that just tells me this can't be 6 again, doesn't it? It's just a different way of saying this can't be 6. Funnily enough. Okay. Yes. There we go. That's a smart. Wait, do I know that this isn't 1, 8, Carl? Yes, I do. Because of this arrow. Right. There's a 1 on this arrow. And so, yes. So this is not 1, 8. There's no 1 on it. And I, of course, can't put an 8 on an arrow that sums to 7 or 8. So, in fact, Carl's point is that one of these two is 8, which means this isn't. So this is from 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course has a 1 and a 2 on it. Right. And so because chat did the math for me, these two always add to 13 or 11, so they're either 5, 8, or 3, 8. So if this is 7, you can't put 7 in the box anymore, is the point. So yeah, 7 in box 3 is somewhere, and no matter where the 7 in box 3 is, this digit can't be 7. So that digit's always an 8. There's always a 1 and a 2. So yeah, so we can do 4, 5, or 3, 6. Yeah, we can't do 2, 7 here anymore. So one of these is 2, 6. Wait, why can't we do 2, 7? Never mind. Sorry. Right. Can't do 2, 7 because there's a 2 by looking down from here. So basically, there's a 1 and a 2 looking up from this arrow. So those 1 and 2 tell me that this is 1, 2, 6, 7 as a quadruple. And so therefore the 4 in the box is here. I guess I could have just said there's no 4 on an 8 arrow, and so there's a 4 here. That would have been much cleaner. So this is 4, 5. These are 3, 8. And now there's no 3 here, so that sums to 7. And there's no 4 here, so that sums to 6. And that seems to have made that digit a 9. Seems to have made this a 6 or an 8. But it can't be 6 because this digit's not 1, 2, or 3. It's got a 1, 2 looking at it and a 3 from over there. So this is always an 8. So this digit is just a 5. It sees 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these are 1, 2, which makes that a 4, and these a 6, 7 pair. Those are a 1, 2. No 4 over there. That digit's known. It is a 6. This sum has to be at least 7 because these are minimum 3, 4. So this is a 7 or a 9 only. Oh, I was going to say one of those is a 7, but that's a lie. One of these is a 7. That's not so interesting. What's this triple? 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. That one's not a 6. What are you going to do? This digit is known. Thank you. That is a 7, it would seem. Thank you, Luna. Let's see. Okay, there's an 8 in this box. And the 8 is assuredly on one of these with a 1, because I can't put an 8 on here. That would cause problems. In fact, actually, this number now is actually only... well, it can't be 3 because that would require a 1, 2. And it can't be 4 because that would require a 1, 3. And we've already acknowledged the 1s on here. So this is at least 5. And it can only be 5 or 6. And so regardless, there's a 2 on this. Because it's either 2, 3 or 2, 4. And so always that's a 1. That's a 2. So there's always a 5 in this column, funnily enough. So there's always a 5 over here somewhere. Oh. That's actually useful. In the dumbest, craziest way possible. Just where is the 5 in this box is the question. 5 in box 5 is just placed because you can't put it on an arrow that can't have a 4 on it. And you can't put it there. So yeah, so the 5 is just there in one of the weirdest digit placements that I have done in a while. Let's see. Oh yeah, and so then David follows up with, so where does the 7 go? And the 7 can't go on one of these arrows. It certainly doesn't go on that arrow. So the 7 goes there. And now chat will tell me what this digit is by math. In fact, actually, I can tell you what it is. It's a 6 because I need to put a 4 here, right? Because the 4 can't. Once the 5 had to go here, the 4 couldn't go in either of these, so the 4 had to go here once those spots are gone. And so now the 4 has to be here, so this is a 2, 4 with a 6. Okay. And now one of these is 3, 6, and it's not this one, because if this one was 3, 6, it would create a 3, 6, 9 quadruple. So this one's 3, 6 with a 9 above it. And these are 1, 8. This is a beautiful setting. 3, 6, 7 with a 3, 4 here that give me that ordering. Let's see. 3, 4. Okay, so these are 5, 8, and 9. That one's the 5. These are the 8 and the 9. I don't know the order of that yet. Let's see. These are 3 and 5. I'm being assured by closest source to the, or sources close to the administration, or whatever the phrase is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, this one's not a 1. I'm not 100% convinced it's not a 4. I probably should be, but I'm not. Okay, so now this number that's at least 3, Eckbert is pointing out, is not 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, or 9. So it is uniquely a 6 with a 2, 4, which gives me the 1 and the 2 up here. Means there's a 2 over down here somewhere. I do need a 4 running across this row somewhere. I've got a 2, 4 pair looking across there. Okay, yeah. So, given that I can't use a 2, 3, or 4, I definitely need a 1 in these cells, or the arrow sums to too much. But now the minimum I could possibly make is 1, 5, except that adds to 6. So, and I can't do 1, 6, which would add to 7. So this is now only 8, 9, with 1, 7, 8. And so I've got a weirdo quadruple, which tells me that this digit is a 5. Yeah, somehow we made a quad out of that. Yeah, the same thought that I had was like, wow, I was not expecting a quad. Now this is a 7 just by Sudoku. Yes. I mean, I appreciate David making a virtual triple out of it rather than a quad. I think that's cooler. Okay, over here we've got an 8, 9, and a 1 and a 3. Oh, except the oh no, that's a 1, 3. That doesn't help me. I agree. 6 is on an arrow in box 2. That's helpful. And so if the 6 is on the arrow, that can't go with a 1 because the 1's already spoken for. So that means the total can't be 7, which means that the 7 is on the arrow with the 1. And therefore those add to 8, and that's a 9. And so we can do that. Okay, so no 8 over there, no 1 over there. Oh, we know the exact cell of the 6. In fact, yes, we do know the exact cell of the 6, and it probably goes with a 3. I'm going to take a wild guess. And so the 8 is down here along with a 2, if you look at it, because 2 and 8 can't go on this arrow because their partners are over here. And so that makes this a 4, 5 kind of arrow. That 1, 3, 9 actually looks up at the 8 and the 9, and the 8 then looks down at the 2 and the 8. Bounces back over to here. Something, something? How many 6s do we have in the grid? You'd have thought we had enough 6s, but we seem to not, in fact, have enough 6s. Who knew? We can pencil mark this triple, at least. To 7, 9. That one's a 7. Helpful, helpful. Should I pencil mark the digits along this arrow just for fun? They're not 9 or 8. That one can't even be 7 because that one seems not to be able to be 1. Yep, good enough. I feel very good about that choice. Let's see. About these digits. That is true. We could also get rid of 4 on the arrow. And then we can create a quintuple. Lovely. What a wonderful quintuple. And in this wonderful quintuple, there's a 4 looking across, making that a 1, which looks back. So now, yeah, we've got our 3, 4, 5 over there. These are, of course, 7, 8, 9, which was incredibly useful, let me tell you. I feel the use all along. I'm going to just mark the last cells in the grid just in case. Great. I feel very good about that. Yes, that cell's not a 1, so one of these is a 1. So therefore, this is not a 1, points out Selena. And now this being a 2 or a 5 tells me this has to be an 8. Because neither 2 nor 5 go with that, because you need a second 2 or a -1. Okay, and so this needs to be a 6 or a 3. So it's not 2 or 5 anymore. It gives me a 3, 6 pair in the row, making that a 2. 7, 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 2, 9, 2, 7, 1, 6, 2, 9, 7, 8, 3, 8. I might even just be able to place all the digits now. 1, 9, 5, 4, 5, 1, 3. Lovely stream debut there from, I'm pronouncing it Rab3 Aaron, but I don't know that that is correct. I don't know. I have the Aaron sketch like burned into the back of my brain, so that may be influencing me. But lovely lovely puzzle there with a very neat logical theme that was used in a non-repetitive way but was sort of clear. It was like, oh, hey, you've got this constellation, you should think about this constellation. It was used in a bunch of different ways throughout the puzzle. Beautiful, beautiful setting there. Alrighty. Maybe it's Rabaron. Oh, it could be Rabaron. Like a mammal, yeah, or Rabaron. I almost want to try and make Robber Baron out of it, but I don't think I can quite stretch the characters enough to do that. Alrighty, well, I am going to wrap up there for today. But I'll be back next week, and in the meantime, continue to enjoy the daily invitation to puzzles postings, which have been popular lately, and I'd encourage you to have them. We do have a series coming up. Someone made a like an easier Metroidvania puzzle, so I'm going to do a little mini series of that for the invitation to puzzles. So if people wanted to do that, then you can look forward to that as well. I am also in the Let's Play series, finishing up TR49, and I am going to do Root Trees Are Dead, the second piece I've started recording, and I think I'm also going to post like a few Slay the Spire 2 runs for people who are curious how bad I am at Slay the Spire 2. The answer, very bad. But thanks, everyone, for watching. I'll see everyone soon. Bye for now. Oops, the ending button I don't think worked. Let's try again. Oh, I should probably, by the way, thank the turbines. Thank you, ending button. Thank you to Daniel, David, Franco, Nell, Nordy, and Plonktime, and ELSF. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye for now. Ending button, try 2. Nope, the ending button doesn't do endings anymore. Okay, we are stuck streaming forever now. Well, I guess we'll pull up another puzzle. Let's see. Okay, there's probably a... thanks for watching. Aha, I have found a way to do it manually since the button doesn't work. Okay, I think this is going to work. Take 2. Bye for now.